Hello everyone, it's Natasha from Treasure Books. Today I'm going to turn this beautiful wallet into a journal. So this is a wallet that's in a really good condition, and I've personally never used it myself, but I did get it second hand. So it is a little bit scruffy in here, but everything else is pretty much as new. And I've never used it because it's quite big for my purse. So I thought I'm going to turn it into a journal. I really love it because it's got these magnetic closures here. And I really love how that closes. So I won't be able to put in a whole lot of pages because then it might be too thick and it won't close. That's why I'm just going to start with adding one signature here, and I'll see how I go. So I've chosen some papers that are going to go in there. But the first thing I want to do is a template. I usually do this with all of my journals anyway. So I'm going to do it now. So basically what I do is I make a template of how large my pages should be for my journal that I'm making, and then I use this template to cut down all of my pages. All right, so let's see. I want to have it sitting in here like so. So I just need to see how large I need my pages to be, and I've just marked where I need to cut. Okay, so here's my template, it's ready, and I just want to see how it's going to sit in there. So that will be the fold here. I'm going to bind my pages in there, and then when I close the wallet, this has to sit here. So I have to make sure that these pages are not sort of crossing this fold over here, and then I want to make sure that that's all closing nicely. And that's kind of a perfect fit. So I think I might need to maybe just trim it down a little bit more. But I'm going to start cutting up pages, and then once I have my signature ready, then I can check again and see what I need to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is just get my pages nice and ready and folded in half. Okay, I've got all of my pages folded in half. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see which pages need to be trimmed off the top. So all the little ones can go to the side. And now I'm going to place all of these ones that are too large, too tall, into a signature, and then trim the top off. Okay, so they're all aligned down the bottom. And now I'm just going to use my template so I know exactly how high my pages need to be. And I'm going to trim the top off. Here we go. So everything is the height that I need. And now I'm going to place it into a signature the way I want it to look in my wallet. And then I'm going to worry about trimming the side. I like to have a good selection of different pages. So every time I flip a page, there's something different. So maybe some smaller pages like this, and then something like this, maybe a scrapbook page in here, and then something like this. I want this randomly somewhere inside, maybe here. And there we go. So that's my signature. That's how I want it to be. And I remember when I tested my template in my wallet that this, I think it needs to be slightly shorter. So I'm just going to use this template. I could trim down the template, but I'm just going to mark where I need to cut. So I'm just going to cut it slightly shorter than my template, and then it's going to fit beautifully into my wallet. And I want to make sure everything is nice and straight. I'm using this as a guide to make sure that everything is straight. And now I'm just going to cut where I've marked. Because there's a whole lot of pockets inside the wallet, I'm not going to worry about making any pockets. If I was making a journal, then I probably wouldn't be trimming all of these pieces off. I would fold them in to make a pocket on the inside. But there's plenty of little pockets in the wallet, so that's why I'm just getting all of this off. I want to see if everything fits in. So I'm just going to pop it in there, and that will fold down like this, and then this closes, and then this closes. So that fits in nicely, but what I can see is that my signature, I will not bind it right in the middle of the fold. It has to be bound a little bit closer to this side over here, because if it's right in the middle, it seems like these magnets are not going to align. So I'll just need to be careful with where I bind it. But I just want to check that I don't have too many pages in there, And that closes perfectly, and I think I might even be able to add another signature, but I'm first going to do this and then see how I go, and then maybe I'll do another signature here. But before I bind this into my wallet, I am going to just maybe add a few little interests on the pages. So I'm going to go ahead and do some sewing on my pages and maybe some inking, see how I'll go, and then I'll come back and show you what I've done. Okay, here we go. So what I did is just some sewing on the pages, on the edges of the pages, and some inking the edges. I just did things that I like and just the way that I like. I did some stenciling as well, some all different types of stitching on the page. I really enjoy that look, so that's why I did it. And that is it for now. So what I'm going to do next is I just want to make sure that all the pages are sitting in the signature the way I want them to. Somewhat centered, doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and now it's time to bind into my journal. So this is how I do it. I just grabbed a scrap piece of paper and cut it down to the exact height. And now I'm just going to mark over here. I'm just going to write T for top, so I know that that's top. And then I'm going to fold it in half, so that will be the middle stitch when I'm binding, and then just randomly fold over here somewhere. Maybe that's about an inch. It will all make sense once I start binding. And now I'm going to mark those folds. So now I have the exact same space, you know, in between these two, and then these two are exactly the same as well. All right, so what's going to happen is I'm going to pop this in here and then use those to bind. But first, before I do that, I need to make some holes into my wallet first. Okay, so I know that I shouldn't bind it right in the fold, so I need to bind it over here somewhere. Let's see where it's sitting. So luckily I can see where this is sitting, so I'm going to use these flowers as my guide. I'm going to mark just above these flowers. So let's see. Now, this is my top. This is why I need to know my top. And these flowers are my guide. I think that looks about right. And I just need to mark. I'm going to use my pen just like that. Here we go. All right, that's ready to go. The holes are in there. Good. And now grab my signature, make sure everything is aligned, and then I pop this in here. And now I know exactly where I need to poke the holes, so I'm going to do that. So I'm taking this out because I don't want to bind that into my book. Now I'm just going to pop this back in through here, so that this is how I like to keep my pages together. Some people clip them to keep them together, so everyone's got their preferred way. And I'm using some waxed thread and starting from the inside and then binding it into my wallet. And here we go. Moment of truth. Well, moment of truth will be when it's bound, and then when I see how it is all looking. Then I go in through this hole here. Everything is held in place with this, so I'm going to take that away, and that goes in. Use my pliers here to help me out. Good. And now I'm going into this bottom third hole over here, and then through the wallet. Perfect. And now I just have to go back through here. And this is always the tricky part. So I'm going to tighten everything up, and then hopefully it's going to go right through the signature. There we go. So now I'm just tightening everything up, snip that off, and now I'm going to tie a knot here and a bow and just work that signature in a little bit. I think that's all looking good. And now let's see how it looks when it closes. perfect. I think it's great. So we have a signature and a wallet. Now I'm thinking, should I maybe do another one here? Maybe a smaller one, or will it be too much? I don't know. It would look nice if I had another one in there. I just want to test. So I got some scrap magazine pages. I just want to see if it will actually all fit. It's a bit of a tight fit, so I wonder if I should do a second signature, but I think it'll make it more interesting if I had one here and one here. So I think I might. I'm going to do another one, but maybe not as many pages. All right, here we go. So I made another signature, but only containing 4 pages that are folded in half. So a smaller one than this one. And I think I am pushing it, but I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to bind it in here and see what happens. So I'm just trying to work out where exactly I'm going to bind it. Once again, I don't think I can bind it right in the middle fold. So I'm going to bind it close to this here and see what happens. So now I'm just going to mark where I'm going to pop my holes, and then I'll bind this in. So let's see, top, that's my top. Okay, I hope I won't ruin it. We shall see. Here we go. Okay, make sure that everything is nice and tight. Tie a knot here and then tie a little bow or double knot and cut it off, but I usually do this. Here we go. Okay, moment of truth. Just want to work that in so it's, you know, sitting nicely. Everything is fine. That goes that way. Here we go. That goes this way, and then this, and then this. And it worked. So now what I want to do, I'm not liking this. What can I do? These are folding, so I know what I'll do. This one I'm going to round the corners, so that will help with that one. And then this one, I think I need to trim this one down a little bit. As Marie Forleo would say, everything is figure-outable. Just is annoying, but figure-outable. I'm going to trim quite a bit, just like that. I'm going to round these corners as well. Oh, I'm loving this. Ooh, fun, fun, fun. I like it. Let's see if that worked. Ta-dum, 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 ta-dum. It did work. And that helped. All right, so the next thing I want to do is maybe add some little things. I can't add too much because I've already, you know, got the signatures in there. So this wallet was made for somebody who doesn't have a lot. Oh, maybe it'll work this way as well. I like that. So this one goes down first, then this one, and then it closes. I like it. It's fun. That's what it is. I'm going to go ahead and choose some little things just to make it a bit more interesting, you know. Okay, so I've just chosen a few little bits and pieces to start with. I'll be adding some more, but this is just to add a little bit of interest. My arm is in the way, but maybe I can clip this here like so. And then not everything needs to be inked, but apparently it does. So maybe I can pop that one in here. Maybe this one can go in here. I want to glue this one on here. Here we go. I've got some glue in there, but I don't want it to show when it's closed. So something like that will do. That looks good. All right, next I've chosen some tags. So I'm just going to randomly pop them in here just for fun. Anything can go in there, really. This part can be endless and it can go in so many different ways. And another thing that I wanted to do, I want to get rid of this because it's too wide and in my way, and I know that it goes perfectly with this, but I'm going to cut it off, and it will slightly hurt my feelings doing this, but it has to be done. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is add this. I have a tutorial on making these. I'll link it down below. And I'm just going to pop that on here. Just like that. I think that looks really cool. So we've got things in here. Oh, I need to put something here. I'm going to do this tag. I think it goes really well, but I'm going to make it slightly a little bit more special and add something up here at the top. It's the little things. So let's see how this will look. I hope I'll be able to close this wallet. Is it even a wallet still? And now let's see if it will fit. I should have checked if it will fit. I think that's okay. Kind of sticking out a little bit. Looks really cute. Now I want to see if it's going to close. So I can either close it this way or I can do this. And that sits perfectly here. And it closes. I mean, I don't think I would be able to add any more stuff in here. Imagine being gifted something like this. How cool would that be? And there's all these things to explore. We could go on and on and on, but I can't add any more stuff. I think that is pretty much as I can add, but I could play around with it all day. I don't think I will be able to add any more stuff in here, but how cool would this look? I'm just going to try it. I know it's not going to work. I know it won't, but I have to try it. It doesn't work, of course. They don't meet here, but I guess it could if I had an elastic closure or something, but then that defeats the purpose of the magnets. So unfortunately, that doesn't work, even though it would be so cool if it did. But it doesn't. So anyway, what do you guys think? Did I ruin a perfectly good wallet? This is the way that I see it. I purchased this wallet many years ago, thinking that I'm going to use it, and I never have, and it's just been sitting there, not fulfilling its life purpose. I won't ever use it because I use a small wallet. I could donate it for somebody else to use, but you see, someone else has already used it, and then they donated it, and I bought it. So, oh, there's space in here as well. I think I didn't ruin the wallet. I think it gave me a fun project to do, and it can be used, and I was having a bad day, and this made my day better. You know how sometimes you are having a bad day and you're in a low state? I could use this for something. And then you add something new to your life. So it can be a little carpet under your table, and it changes the feeling of the room, changes the feeling of the day. Or it could be a decluttering session, or it could be a creative session. And now I have this new thing in my life that I can use, and I really enjoyed the process of making it. I think it's really quite beautiful, and I just imagine when I'm making something, I just imagine how would it feel if somebody made this for me and gifted it to me, you know, like for a birthday or something. I mean, how cool would that be? Not for everyone, you know, a lot of people don't even understand the, junk journals and what's the point and that kind of thing. But for us, I think it's really cool. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. We can turn pretty much anything into a journal, I think. I've done tissue boxes, I've used flip tops from baby wipes, all sorts of things, many things. So a wallet, I don't think I've ever done. Next thing I want to do is I want to turn this gift bag into a journal. So I'm going to do that next. But I think the whole process of thinking of how you're going to do it and what you're going to add and how you will actually complete the project, it's just so much fun and takes you into that flow zone where time just goes like that. So I really enjoyed this. I hope you guys did too. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!